Hey everyone, Robert here, author of Expansion Mastery, the practical guide to living a fully engaged life. Are you ready to start living your life to the fullest? Are you ready and willing to transform yourself and your life from ordinary to extraordinary? Welcome, my friends, to the Fully Engaged Life. Welcome back to the show, my friends. Well, depending upon where you live, spring is right around the corner. I know here in California we've had some incredibly beautiful weather, low to mid 70s and sunny as of late. My wife and I even got our first mountain hike in for 2020, so that was a fantastic time. So, along with spring is usually our spring cleaning, right? In the past, I have shared with you ways to eat mindfully, to have a mindful relationship, to work mindfully, to even simply walk mindfully. So today I'd like to dive in a little deeper with this concept that is common in Zen, spirituality, and even some martial arts. So I will use the idea of spring cleaning here. And of course, what I'd like you to do is to see how that can relate to just about any activity that you're engaged in. So if we look at it, it's very common in many countries at the ending of one year and the beginning of the next to have a mindful practice of letting go of old habits, beliefs, and various attachments. Here in the United States, we see that as a New Year's resolution, right? A lot of people vow to stop smoking or to begin exercising or something, right? So there's something that they're going to let go of or something that they're going to begin doing. You can see the cleansing of the negative and the addition of the positive, and that is the main thing behind a New Year's resolution. Now, I know we're into March here, so what am I doing talking about New Year's resolution? Well, because it's the same idea when we look at spring cleaning, and it's wonderful when you get a nice, warm, sunny day, open all the windows, and you just start cleaning your house. You know, really give it a good scrubbing, a good airing out, and especially right now with this coronavirus outbreak all over the world, it's a really good time to be able to disinfect your house. So, along with the cleaning of the external environment, we want to understand that there is a equal internal component to this. You see, the goal is to remain mindful even as we're cleaning, doing mundane chores. Because we don't want to simply clean our external environment, but our internal environment as well. And in this case, by your internal environment, I'm referring to your mind. If we look at the simple act of cleaning, most of the time people tend to view it as a chore, something that is very undesirable to do, and they just want to get in there and do it and get it done and over with. However, anyone seeking the ability to live a fully engaged life knows that even in the mundane chores, we have an incredible opportunity. And instead of acting in resistance of this activity, we accept it, we embrace it, and we go into it to get the absolute most out of it. Those seeking to live a fully engaged life understand by now that every single thing that we do, every chore that we undertake, is an opportunity for personal growth and even enlightenment. So allow me to give you a few examples. For instance, in martial arts, a lot of times we come together. Sometimes it's once a year. The entire dojo will have a cleaning gathering, and other times it's after every training session. For instance, we might wipe down the mats. The idea of this is it's not supposed to be a speedy chore that we whip through. It's supposed to allow us to not only clean our external environment, but to also work on purifying ourselves. On the outside, we have this physical act of being down on our hands and knees with a cloth, scrubbing the mats. On the inside, we have the ability to purify our mind, to let go of any sense of negativity and allow ourselves to possibly even explore the ability to be in no mind, even as we're engaged in an activity. To go into this mental state or non-mental state known as no mind as you are cleaning would allow you to purify yourself of the ego. It would allow your mind to come to rest. See, we can practice this sort of thing. Even though we are busy on the outside scrubbing away, we could practice stillness on the inside. If you've ever entered a Japanese temple, they have an area outside where you cleanse your mouth and your hands with fresh water. And it's a symbolic gesture that you will not have any impure thoughts, words, or actions, and you purify yourself of any of that negativity before entering the temple. It's a very simplistic, condensed version, but you get the idea. So we have this even in spirituality, in Zen, in all kinds of other spiritual systems. There is this opportunity for us to purify ourselves. And by that, we are ridding ourselves of old habits, old beliefs, old attachments, all of these things that are not serving us. Some of these things they build up over time, and we need a mindful moment to recognize them and to release them in order to free ourselves of them and embrace something more useful and more positive. Let's break down a few more of the benefits of this mindful cleaning. The first is that you begin to train yourself to go into a state of acceptance instead of resistance. Even if it's something like cleaning a toilet, right? That's probably one of the worst things we have to clean. But if we stop resisting it and just accept that it needs to be done and go in and really do the absolute best job we possibly can, while we are doing the best job we can cleaning that toilet, we can also be doing the best job we possibly can at cleaning away any negativity and bad habits and things like that within ourselves. And then, of course, we have the ability to actually be in the moment. Instead of wishing that we were already finished with it, we can actually be in the moment. See, instead of wishing for the future when it's done, we stay in the present moment with the activity. And this teaches us to stay in the present moment regardless. A lot of people find it easy to be in the moment to some degree when the activity is pleasant, but they're nowhere near there when the activity is perceived as unpleasant. See, this keeps us locked in a dualistic mindset. So just look at this already. We are able to accept situations instead of resist them. We are able to be in the present moment instead of wishing our life away for the future. Plus, it begins to allow us to free ourselves from the attachment to duality. These are all extremely important aspects of spirituality. But wait, there's more. We can take this opportunity as we're spring cleaning our homes to free ourselves of these old outdated ideas and beliefs of what life is or what life is supposed to be. And by so doing, we can embrace a new strategy towards life. We can have a whole new outlook towards life. We can even change our life if we decide we would like to do that. And through this, we can see which behavioral patterns, which belief patterns need to be discarded or changed in some way that would allow us to change our life. Remember, every day is a new page in a book, right? So we want to take the opportunity to evaluate our lives and ourselves in this way. And we can more clearly see what patterns of behavior we've fallen into, what ruts and routines have developed unconsciously that are keeping us in this cycle that we're in. And through this acknowledgement, we can then understand how we got there, and we can start to free ourselves from it and live the life that we truly desire, and a fully engaged life on top of it. We get to see that these ruts and routines have created a sense of comfort zone for us, and over time that comfort zone can become a prison of sorts. So this allows us to step outside of that and live in the moment. So just like spring cleaning, when we are done cleaning our home, our external environment, we can actually begin having a clean, fresh outlook on life as well, if not an entirely new life. See, opportunities like a New Year's resolution, spring cleaning, these are opportunities that allow us to assess ourselves and our lives and to see where we're at and to head off any of these habits, beliefs, and cycles and patterns that are not going in the direction that serve us the best, so that we can actively change them. And it requires a sense of mindfulness in order to accomplish. You see, to the person who has attained the mental state of mindfulness or has attained a state of awakening or enlightenment, there really is no mundane act anymore. Every act that we engage in is engaged in mindfully, purposefully, consciously, and we understand that every single thing we're doing holds the opportunity for us to attain that which we are seeking. Psychologists are well aware of the benefits of spring cleaning. So I'm sharing with you now the spiritual benefits of spring cleaning. Often in psychology, they have you ask yourself as you're cleaning and going through things and getting rid of all the old stuff, does this make me happy? Have I worn this within the last 6 months or 12 months, whatever it is? And that determines whether you keep it or throw it away. Let's look at the idea of, does this make me happy? What I am suggesting is that this should go beyond something that you feel makes you happy. That's a good place to start, nothing wrong with that. But what we want to do is take a little bit deeper look and see if you're holding on to it as a sort of attachment, a mental attachment, because that's one of the things we're trying to let go of. And by letting go of certain objects, we can let go of certain attachments that are associated with them. Now, that doesn't mean we have to get rid of everything or label ourselves as a minimalist or something silly like that. It's unnecessary. It's just recognizing the attachments, why we are attached to it, and realize that as we rid ourselves of these mental attachments, we feel lighter, freer, and more connected to ourselves and the moment. Likewise, if we are mindful of our breathing and we are engaging a breathing technique, we can actually relieve stress as we clean. However, resistance is a form of stress. Acceptance is another way to let go of that stress. So by accepting the act of cleaning and by engaging a particular breathing technique, we can actually relieve stress while we are cleaning. And then, of course, once you've actually cleaned, you'll be able to breathe better because you've gotten the dust and all the other stuff out of the air and off of the surfaces of those things in your environment, right? See how they work together? If you wanted, you could even put a air filter on as you're cleaning to assist you. So then as you're dusting or whatever, anything that's in the air, that air filter can catch. Again, aiding in your ability to breathe better and to relieve stress. So these are just some of the possible benefits of spring cleaning. We can clearly see the health benefits, the mental benefits, physical benefits, spiritual benefits, how it benefits our life when done mindfully, purposefully, and how it leads us towards living a fully engaged life. So when we clean, and we are doing so mindfully, and we are working on releasing negativity, this is a sense of purification, because it's an opportunity for us to think more wholesome thoughts, to say more wholesome things, and to make sure that our actions are mindful and wholesome. Cleaning is a good example of a wholesome act. And this allows us then to clean with a pure heart and to polish and develop a pure heart. And it's pretty easy to see from a vibrational perspective how every aspect of this, as well as the act of cleaning itself, serves to allow us, to help us raise our vibrational frequency. Over time, you start to understand that everything you do in life is actually a form of practice. And whether you are practicing mindlessly or mindfully is up to you. But when you engage in cleaning, this year, when you do your spring cleaning, whether you're spring cleaning your home, your car, your office, whatever it happens to be, or all of the above, make sure to acknowledge that it is an opportunity for you to purify your heart, raise your vibrational frequency, release yourself of old attachments, patterns, beliefs, and cycles, presenting you with an opportunity to start anew, to be fresh inside and out. Sounds pretty good, right? Let's take a look at an example. Okay, say you're cleaning your carpets or your hardwood floors or whatever. With every pass of the carpet cleaner, mop, or cloth, you need to understand that each pass has the potential, if done mindfully, to release old habits and patterns that you have unconsciously fallen into that have resulted in a negative rut that's holding you back in life. It's impeding upon your happiness. See, this will help you let go of the negativity, free yourself of these old unproductive cycles that have accumulated so that you feel better. Not to mention, this will take you closer to living a fully engaged life. Please make sure to visit me at www.expansionmastery.com. You can get your autographed copy of Expansion Mastery there, as well as your copy of my newly expanded ebook. And very soon you'll be able to get the first module in a series of breath mastery practices in my new program. So make sure and check that out. Also, make sure you subscribe and like and do all that stuff on our YouTube channel and all of our other social media. I truly appreciate all of you sharing this podcast as well as other information. And remember, together, we can spread authentic spirituality to those who are ready and interested in receiving it. Until next time, my friends, I wish you the very best in your practices and your life. Take care.